Okay, so SpaceX just raised $75 billion in a single IPO. And that's not just big, that is the biggest IPO that has ever happened, period. The old record was Saudi Aramco, the literal national oil company of Saudi Arabia, with $26 billion back in 2019. And SpaceX nearly tripled that on its first try. Before we get into who got rich off this, and people got stupid rich, do me a quick favor and hit like and subscribe, because it takes you a second and it helps me a lot. Okay, story time. So here's the price tag. SpaceX went public at $135 a share, which values the whole company at about $1.77 trillion. That's more than Tesla, and it makes SpaceX one of the 7 most valuable companies in America on its very first day of trading. And real quick, if you've never been totally sure what an IPO even is, it's simpler than people make it sound. A private company creates brand new shares and sells them to the public for the first time. The banks help set an opening price, and once it lists on an exchange, anyone with a brokerage app can own a piece. That's the whole magic trick. Now, who actually won here? Let me take you back to 2008, when SpaceX had just blown up 3 rockets in a row and the company was honestly weeks away from dying. And right at that moment, Peter Thiel's Founders Fund wired in $20 million anyway. That bet is now worth north of $60 billion, which is about a 3,000x return, and very possibly the greatest venture bet ever made. Then Google and Fidelity bought in back in 2015, when the whole company was worth just $12 billion. Google's stake alone is now worth around $90 billion, and Fidelity's is about 35, so both are sitting on roughly 100x in 11 years. And for context, 100x turns 10 grand into $1 million. And then there's Elon himself, who still owns about 42% of the company, and at the IPO price, that stake is worth roughly $740 billion, comfortably the biggest fortune anyone has ever made from one company. So the obvious question, the one you're actually here for, is whether there's any upside left for the rest of us. Let's find out. First, you need to know what SpaceX even is now, because it's really 3 businesses wearing one trench coat. There's Starlink, the satellite internet service, and that's 61% of the money. There's the rocket launch business everyone knows, which is 22, and then there's the AI side, because Musk merged xAI into the company in February, and that's the other 17. Altogether, $18 billion in revenue last year. Starlink is the part that quietly became a monster. Over 10 million subscribers across 164 countries, running on 9,600 satellites. And, just so that lands properly, that's 3 of every 4 active satellites around Earth belonging to this one company. It made $4.4 billion in operating profit last year at 39% margins. But, and it's a big but, the company as a whole still lost $4.9 billion last year, because Starship development and the AI build-out just incinerate cash. Remember that number, because it's the villain of this story, and it comes back at the worst possible moment. So why would anyone pay $1.77 trillion for a company that loses money? Well, look at the trajectory. It was worth $12 billion in 2015, $100 billion in 2021, $350 by the end of 2024, and then when Musk glued SpaceX and xAI together this February, the combined thing got pegged at $1.25 trillion, and the IPO priced even higher. The market isn't paying for what SpaceX is, it's paying for what it might become. And what it might become got very specific 4 days before the listing, when SpaceX showed off something called AI-1, which is, no exaggeration, a data center that flies. One of these satellites packs about 150 kilowatts of compute, roughly a full top-end NVIDIA rack, except it's in orbit where the sunlight is free, and it talks to the ground in about 3 milliseconds over Starlink's lasers. They've already filed paperwork for up to 1 million of these things, and the stated plan is to be building a gigawatt of orbital compute per year by the end of next year, then 10 gigawatts, then 100, and eventually a full terawatt every year. Data centers in space sounds like science fiction, but that is literally the pitch you'd be investing in. And look, the reason this isn't completely crazy is that space genuinely solves real data center problems. The sun shines 24/7 up there with no clouds and no night. You don't need land or water or permits or angry neighbors, and SpaceX happens to own the cheapest ride to orbit ever built. Whether the economics work at scale is literally the trillion-dollar question, but the logic is real. Now, the part that affects you if you buy this stock, starting with how few shares even exist. SpaceX has about 13 billion shares in total, but only 556 million of them, roughly 4%, can actually be traded right now, and the other 96% are sitting in what's called a lockup, which just means the insiders are temporarily banned from selling. Their shares are basically in jail for a few months. Two genuinely unusual things about this IPO, though. About 30% of the shares were set aside for regular retail investors like you and me. That's triple the norm. And not a single insider sold a share at the listing. The entire $75 billion went straight into the company. Make of that what you will, but it's not nothing. So when does the jail open? When SpaceX reports its first earnings around August, 20% of insider shares go free. And if the stock is holding 30% above the IPO price, another 10 unlocks on top of that. Then 7% chunks drip out every few weeks. Another 28 comes after the next earnings, and by early December, basically everything is out. Except Elon. The boss gets no early release at all. And in case you think unlock dates don't matter, quick history lesson. Facebook went public in 2012 at $38, and within 4 months, with billions of locked shares looming, it had crashed to under 18. It recovered eventually, but the people who bought the hype and panicked at the bottom got absolutely wrecked. Same movie, different decade. So every one of those unlock dates is a day when a wave of new supply can hit this stock, and now you know exactly when they're coming. Put them in your calendar. Next concept, because this is about to move billions. Indexes. An index is basically an autopilot shopping list of stocks, like the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq 100, and there are trillions of dollars in funds that just blindly buy whatever's on the list. No analysis, no opinions, no feelings. If you're on the list, they have to buy you. So when does SpaceX get on the lists? The Russell indexes add it after about 5 trading days, so that's basically immediate, and the Nasdaq 100 changed its rules in May, so mega IPOs get in after roughly 15 trading days, which means QQQ has to start buying SpaceX by early July. But the S&P 500 has one strict rule: show me real profits first. And remember our villain? SpaceX lost $4.9 billion last year, so the big list says come back in 2027. All right, time to be straight with you. At $1.77 trillion on $18 billion of revenue, you're paying about 98 times sales. Not earnings, sales. You're prepaying for a story that takes a decade. Plus, the company loses money. XAI alone burned over $6 billion last year. Starlink's prices have been drifting down. You get basically zero say because Elon controls about 82% of the votes, and all those unlock waves hit this fall.
But the dream is just as real. You've got Starlink compounding away at 39% margins, a near monopoly on getting anything to orbit, and a legitimate shot at owning the AI cloud of the 2030s, floating overhead. Both stories can be true at the same time, and that's exactly what makes it interesting. If you do want in, the boring playbook is the one that works. Start with a small position you genuinely wouldn't cry about. Decide how many years you're willing to hold it, and let the earnings reports and those unlock dates teach you more before you ever add. And obviously none of this is financial advice. I'm a guy on the internet with charts. Here's your cheat sheet from here. The first earnings report around August, the Nasdaq 100 inclusion in July, early December when basically everything unlocks, and then sometime in 2027, the S&P 500 decision, which forces the biggest pile of autopilot money on Earth to buy in. Those 4 dates will tell you more than any YouTuber can, including me. So that's the SpaceX IPO masterclass, the biggest raise in history, a 4% float, autopilot money arriving in waves, and a profitability villain that decides the ending in 2027. If this saved you some research time, you know the deal. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.